Angelina, so I'm Ma'am Celeste Bilog Kahiwat. I'm a registered guidance counselor. I graduated in 2012 for Masters of Course in Guidance and Counseling at Bataan Peninsula State University. I was licensed 2013. Then I was here at UCNHS last year, September 25. So 1 year na. So I was a guidance counselor for 4 years and how many months pa? Parang 7 sa Gordon Heights National High School. Then I was transferred here for promotion at OCMHS. So, I am presently the guidance coordinator for Lapu City National High School Guidance Office. I have 5 staff, 3 males and 2 females. So all are holding the 5,400 plus of OCNHS awards. So overall, ako yung mahawak ng 5,400. If there would be referrals, yung mga major cases, issues referred by my staff.
What's your typical workload?
Typical workload? Actually, sa teaching load, no. But in a workload, in a guidance office, I am here from 8 to 12, then 1 to 5 o'clock. So, I have clerical works, no? I have counseling. At least siguro, the minimum, at least I have 5 in a day. So, that is on students in other stakeholders of the school, like teachers, parents. And then, part of my task as a guidance counselor, guidance coordinator, is to go to the different year levels of our students. Yung sinasabi namin na room to room as part of the guidance service, wherein we give counseling to students, group counseling, or we attend to referral to teachers.
How do you refer a guidance counselor from?
Refer in such way that siguro kung may mga clientele who approach me, so, syempre, ang lagi tinatanong what is the year level of the particular student, and then, whoever is the guidance counselor assigned for that year level, then that is the time na ipinapasa ko naman sa
So there is a guidance counselor in each level.
Okay, yes. There is an assigned guidance counselor for each curriculum.
Have you ever experienced an event wherein there is a student who will go to your office during lunch break?
Most of the time, yes. Even when I was in Gordon Heights National High School. Kasi when we talk of the service of the guidance office, especially in the public, kinakailangan open yan. Even during break time, basta kinakailangan ka, you have to attend to it. But in some cases, yung iba naman alam nila na lunch break yan. As much as possible, naghihintay sila ng 1 o'clock to resume yung office hours. And as I have mentioned, we cater students, and then yung other stakeholders, the other stakeholders would be referring to the parents, the teachers, or even outside of OCNHS, others would be coming here asking for counseling. Yun, ang ginagawa ko lang, I ask them to make a letter para at least documented yun at alam ng principal. Typical na mga bullying, but kinakailangan ng counseling, kinakailangan ng guidance counselor. Kasi in Olongapo City, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we only have 3 schools, and that is only the secondary schools from among 11 schools yata, yung secondary sa public, na meron lang item na guidance counselor. One is Gordon Heights, OCNHS, and the other one is Kalalakay. So the rest of the schools, secondary schools, and even in elementary, wala. But other elementary and high school schools, parang meron lang silang mga assigned or designated na guidance teachers or advocates. Actually, diba, yung laws natin, that would be referred to DepEd 55 na kung saan yung law natin on Republic Act 10627 regarding the Anti-Bullying Act. We have also conducted symposium on that sa mga grade 7 students natin. We also have the 4th years. So, naka-line up na yung ating mga grade 8 at saka yung ating grade 9. Doon nag-focus kasi kami sa grade 8 reporting sa drug symposium, drug awareness symposium, and then yung grade 9 naman namin, it is more on career symposium, career guidance, para sa mga grade 9 naman.
What kind of counseling activities do you give to those students who suffered from bullying? Wellness
Okay. Actually, walang mga wellness or psychosocial dynamics. Walang mga ganun pa. But more on counseling lang. Since mga minor naman na hindi naman siya kaagad nakaklasify as bullying Though kasi ang bullying ngayon, nagagamit na siya para overuse na konting inasal mo lang siya, no, mabinuli niya ako. But well, in fact, during the interview, malalaman mo, they both, parang pareha silang nagtutuksuhan. Kasi pag tinignan natin ang definition ng bullying sa DepEd 15.5 at saka sa Republic Act, that should be an aggressive and parang repetition of the act. Pero during the talk, makikita mo naman hindi siya makaklasify as bullying. Though that is, sinasabi nga natin na, overused words.
I know that there is special education curriculum here in OCNHS. So, what kind of activities do you give to those students who are special?
Yung ating mga students with difficulties. We are conducting an annual psychological testing para sa kanila. But more on the activity kasi mas experience doon, yung mga SPED teachers. So, we have SPED teachers. Ang nagiging part lang ng guidance is coordination with them on what assistance can we give with the special education students that we have.
Una, kinakailangan natin yan laging that should be referred to the parents. Minsan kasi actually, it's an SOP na kapag ganun for assessment. You have a dialogue. You inform the parents. Kasi most parents, parang hindi sila open with regards to such situation. Yung mga sinasabi natin, others will be in denial and walang ganyan. And it is really hard on our part na sabihin na ganyan sa mga. Kaya nga sabi ko meron tayong mga expert. Pero kung may mga observations na beyond the normal, alam natin. Kasi tayo naman, sa education, we have our psychology 101, wherein mga basic, ng mga bata, diba? Kahit pa paano, meron tayo yung developmental stages sa mga bata na pagkakalala naman natin yan. Kaya malalaman natin whether yung bata na sa ganitong stage would actually be acting on the normal stage.
What do you do to those parents na denial sila sa mga...
Hindi natin kasi pwedeng pilitin yun. So, there should be certain process, para ma-accept nila na meron ka na. Until such time na ma-realize na, I think we need some help. Hanggang sila din sa answer. Then, syempre, on that case, kami kasi as guidance counselor, hindi namin tutok yun. Unless teachers would be referring such students to us.
What wellness activities do you give to your client if they are experiencing stress?
Wellness activities sa mga students kasi actually wala pa kami kinakandak na mga wellness unless nga they are referred to us. So far, one of my staff through music, may mga bata kasi napupunta dito. Meron akong staff na marunong mag-gitara. Sometimes kapag may free time ng mga bata, they come to me. So, they play guitar, kumakanta, mga ganon. Pero actually, that's one thing na gusto ko nga siya isa-suggest. Yung tinatawag tinatawag natin na creative counseling. Kasi in creative counseling, yung mga stress ng mga bata, pwede nilang gamitin nila sa mga sketches. Yun yung pinaka-outlet nila. Coloring, mga ganun. That is part of creative counseling. Another one is music. Kung meron tayong mga instruments na pwede may provide sa mga bata, that could be a therapy or yung tinatawag natin na creative counseling. Pero sa ngayon, hindi ko pa na-materialize. Pero when I was at Golden Heights National High School, we are starting to have that creative counseling. Kaya lang dito medyo mahirap since wala tayong area para doon. Actually, ang guidance counseling office na kinakailangan pa yung structure eh.
Kasi we really need a space for counseling sa mga estudyante natin, lalo na this is the biggest school in Ilocos City.
So, how do you conduct your group counseling?
Room to room kami, or others would be referring, or teachers would be referring din pumunta sa office. Doon naman sa ibang office ng mga staff, merong mga cubicle. Kaya lang, syempre, if we will be needing privacy or confidentiality, we really need at least a closed door for the council, lalo na kung medyo sensitive issues.
They just have to have really compassion at saka, they have to be passionate with the craft, with the profession. Kasi hindi madali maging guidance counselor. It takes a lot of patience. Lalo na, parang kasi when you're a guidance counselor, others would look up at you na parang mataas yung expectations nila. Kaya na sometimes I see guidance counselors are the saints. Di ba? Guidance counselors also commits, they're not perfect, anyone is not perfect. But still, if we are holding this kind of position and if we are aspiring for that position, therefore all the sabi natin, positive, should be reflective of a guidance counselor. Yung mga positive, yung unconditional, kinakailangan with a guidance counselor.
Hindi madaling makuha ang pagiging guidance counselor. Wala lang sa aklat yan. Experience would be the best teacher for a guidance counselor. Kasi kapag nandito ka na sa area, sa field, yan yung sinasabi natin na totoong buhay ng guidance counselor. Hindi rin, and we all know na hindi rin ganun kadali na makuha yung license sa guidance counselor. So in a public school, yung mga 5 years ago, 8 years ago na may item na guidance counselor, hindi na maaalis yun kasi it was given to them as their item. It was approved. But it was only in 2004 that it was been passed na kinakailangan ng examination by the guidance counselor. Kaya very young. Parang from among the 40 plus professions sa ating regulation commission, parang second or third to the last na pinaka-newest itong ating guidance and counselor licensure exam.
Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.